Hi, I'm Felicia, and today I'm going to tell you about the top 10 things that I wish I had known when I first got my Cricut machine. You're going to want to stick around for these game-changing tips that are going to save you time and money. In fact, if I had known about these, I would have saved thousands of dollars from the start. It doesn't matter which Cricut machine you have, everything in this video applies to them all. So let's jump right in. Be prepared to waste material, and a lot of it. I'm talking rolls of vinyl, packs of cardstock, and plenty of transfer tape. In the beginning, I felt like I was throwing it all away when a project didn't work out right. But it's important not to see it that way. It's all part of the learning process. No one starts using these machines and gets it right from the beginning. It's all about trial and error. That's how we learn. Until Cricut recently updated their software to automatically mirror HTV projects, I'd sometimes forget as well. It happens to the best of us. Despite what you hear, you do not have to use Cricut branded materials with your machine. Using other brands will not void your warranty, but if you're concerned, read it carefully. Personally, I use a wide variety of materials from all kinds of vendors, from Cricut to TechWrap to Michael's Marketplace to Oracle. I use everything, and I use it for my vinyls, I use it for my mats, and my sticker paper. Any brand will work with these machines, and they work great. And the brand that you choose depends on personal preference and your budget. I've done several head-to-head videos on comparing different vinyls. Take a look at that video on our channel. You don't need to stick to Cricut branded tools, and you definitely don't need every tool and accessory there is to start out. I began with a basic Cricut toolkit, and that included a trimmer, reverse tweezers, a mini spatula, a scoring tool, a weeding tool, and scissors with a protective cover because they are incredibly sharp. I have most of the original tools here, and I rarely use the reverse tweezers. And the scissors, although they're nice and they are very sharp, for whatever reasons, I still revert back to my large ones. And the weeding tool is great, and over time the tip does dull, and I have found that I really love this LED weeding tool. It lights up, and you're able to really see those cut lines on white and black when it's really hard to see things. So this is a go-to for me. I've linked some of my favorite tools and products in the description of this video, so check them out. Transfer tape is a must-have when you're working with vinyl. It helps you or allows you to peel up your designs from their backing, and then you can take the design with the transfer tape and adhere that to a sign, a mug, a tumbler, or whatever it is you're looking to create. But the cool thing is that transfer tape isn't a one and done. So when you use it to remove your design, you put your design on your sign or your mug, whatever it is you're working on, and when you're done, you can put that transfer tape back on its original backing and use it over and over again. Use it until it loses its stickiness. This can save you a lot of money over time. And you don't have to just use Cricut branded transfer tape. You can use other brands, whatever works for you, and brands that have no grid marks and grid marks. It's really up to you what your personal preference is. You don't have to stick to Cricut brand mats. Look for the best deals. I've used mats from TechWrap, Locklick, Nikapa, and Cricut with all of my machines. There's an industry standard, I guess you could say, for the mats. The ones that are color-coded green are all standard grip. The ones that are blue are light grip. So standard grip you would use for your HTV or your vinyl. And the light grip you would use with cardstock or light vellum. And the pink one is for fabric, and the purple one is a strong grip mat. I would use this with leather or chipboard, or even some of the glitter cardstock is good with this. And here's a tip. The protective cover does have two sides, although you can't tell what it is. And so it really needs to go on the same way it comes off. So on some of mine, I have written, especially back in the day, I've written on them what type of materials you use on them. I've done that with several of these. But I recently read a tip from somebody who said that they put the word on their cover sheet, their protective sheet, and then when they peel it off and they go to put it back on, it says no, although the N is backwards. So that's kind of a nice tip and trick. To save time when cutting multicolor designs, place all of your items onto one mat and arrange the corresponding vinyl for each design in the appropriate size and position. This significantly speeds up the cutting process. Don't toss your mats when they lose their stickiness. Clean them and reuse them. Baby wipes. LA's totally awesome. You can get at the dollar store, or Dawn and warm water, which is my favorite, work wonders on mats. When I first started, I didn't know about cleaning mats, and I spent way too much money replacing mats regularly. And now I'm still using mats that I've had for a couple of years, and they work the same as new ones. Save yourself some money and clean those mats to keep them going strong. Did you know that HTV can be removed from a shirt? Back in the day, I threw away countless shirts that didn't go as planned. Now I know there are alternatives. Products like VLR, or using a mini press and heating the design from the back will help lift the vinyl away. Just act quickly. This works best if the shirt hasn't been washed yet. This has been an absolute lifesaver for me. And if you didn't know, don't wash your HTV projects for 24 to 48 hours to give that adhesive time to really adhere to your garment. And I've got a pro tip for you. When you do make a mistake on a shirt, don't just throw the shirt away. Hang on to it and use it as a test garment. I've got something here on the front that I did. I didn't wear the shirt, so I flipped it over and I did some testing with sublimation on the back. So keep those shirts. It's great to use as testing. Designs created in Cricut Design Space software cannot be exported out of that software. You can't use those designs with any other cutting machine or even a laser engraver. But you can create designs in applications like Sure Cuts a Lot, Photoshop, Illustrator, or even Silhouette Studio. Create those designs in those applications and save the files out and import them into Cricut. This means that you're not locked down to just Cricut software and can only use the designs in those. And finally, Cricut machines only work with Cricut Design Space software. Cricut does not allow any other software to connect to their machines. Now, Design Space is completely free to download and to use, but they do offer a subscription service. And with that subscription service, you get additional images, fonts, and projects to work with. You also get features in Design Space software that require you to have Cricut access. Things like creating stickers, warping text, or using monograms. But I've discovered some workarounds for everything in the Cricut Design Space software that requires Cricut access, and I'll give you a link in the description to that video. I wish I had known about these workarounds instead of paying Cricut $120 a year for the last 5 years. Hopefully this gets you started on the right foot with your Cricut machine. And if you have any things I wish I knew when I got my Cricut machine recommendations, share them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We're excited to add the newest crafting trend to our channel, laser engraving and cutting. But don't worry, we'll still be doing a lot with our Cricut machines with vinyl and cardstock projects. Thanks for watching and happy crafting.